of a new NFL season, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go from Jacksonville. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Hey, here we go.
They go play action with Lawrence. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Brad, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Throwing to start the drive. McCollum got his man complete over the middle. It's Fisher. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
Let's go now.
Out of the gun and running it home. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. And he's set out there on 3rd and 1.
Off the bootleg. McCollum.
This pass out wide to Hall.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And not what you're looking to do on 3rd and 1, completing the pass, but going backward.
I have zero explanation for that because 3rd and 1, you just figure snap, throw, first down, right? Easy play. But end up losing yardage on it. That's hard to account for.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit to hold them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll try and do this himself.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence to throw.
He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Hey, go.
Now Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Here's Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here.
And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to them. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Tootin is going backwards here, all the way back to the 5-yard line.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on 1st down, then ran it on 2nd down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important 3rd down try?
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll get this out to Tootin.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Bayshore Tootin from 4 yards out. And the Jaguars have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
18 run. Hey, cut up.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9.
60. Red. 79. 60 average. 19 tight. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready,
Back to throw. McCollum. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Travis Hunter. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
The 3rd down pass. Intercepted.
Hey, go.
Lawrence will throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Bayshore Tootin, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
Some means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it is caught. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
60 vices, 60 vices.
A give running right is home. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go, here we go.
Operating from the gun. McCollum. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 37. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Let's go now.
On first down, Goodson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. McCollum. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Arian Smith, 33 yards. And the Jets have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hands it off out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. But now he appears to be in some pain. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
11, Agate.
Lawrence.
This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Brian Thomas.
A 24-yard touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Here's a Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
And a quick shuffle pass here is complete.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Ready? Go.
Operating from the gun, McCollum. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
19, 19,
First down, New York.
Back to throw. McCollum. And he's got his man in stride, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple.
Here we go. Mustang 9. Got 50. 19 right.
They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Okay,
They'll come
ready?
up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Tap the 60. Tap the 60.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Let's go now.
Back to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and they'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
And they'll get to this and down it inside the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 in the first. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade American. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammate's going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Hey, easy. Route.
Now Lawrence. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Hey, run. Son.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5. That's a whale of a game. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
60 by 6. Go.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play. Oh, has it knocked loose?
Wow, that ball is knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Come on. Hey.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Let's go now.
They'll run with home.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Man.
First down, Jets.
Here's Hall again.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Ready. Fix the evil. Fix the evil.
Operating from the gun, McCollum. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher.
The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. First down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Looking to throw. McCollum.
This one deep for Wilson.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here we go.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Back to throw. McCollum. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
This is Smith with the ground. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down.
Up the middle they go. Goodson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
At the 11-yard line.
Looking to throw. McCollum. Smith catches left side. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round,
and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Jets are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead. It's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Lawrence.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him. Find him.
This is brought in at the 21.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 49-yard line.
Let's go now. Go.
Off play action. McCollum. He finds his man, complete. That's Fisher. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
And the Jets first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Paul want to give up the middle. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 54 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready. 60.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Jags are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Got a man, that's Hunter.
Some strong running. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll try the left side with ETN.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line.
Hey, son, this is hot. Silver.
Another toe for ETN.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. And Thomas has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Straight ahead, ETN. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll drop that underneath to ETN. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
All right, let's go.
And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st.
Jaguars first down.
Hey, easy, Ralph.
Now Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. 2nd and 16.
Red 23.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. ETN bringing in another one. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Allen trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you said, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only 2nd down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up 3rd down.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Hey. Soga, hot. Here we go.
Lawrence now to throw after that last run. He'll try to pick it up himself. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Juwan Jackson, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Jaguars are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, and to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
18 Cardinal, 18.
Operating from the gun, McCollum. And check down, complete to Hall. So Just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
His throw incomplete. At this point, down big, you have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
19-18. Go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fisher. And he is going to be out of bounds, a couple of yards short of the marker. And they will fail to convert here on 4th down. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And some space here.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1 and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a